They were really clear about how they lived and how they wanted to live, how the house should operate, and an idea of how it should look.
It's a Cotswold village, so we didn't want it to stand out. We want something which looked as if it had been in the, settled in the environment for a number of years, and I think we've achieved that.
They wanted a big living space, a big entertaining space, and then these quieter spaces, a bedroom. Actually, in the bedroom, they said only needed to be for sleeping in. Kitchen, dining, living room, really important. Wanted lots of light, lots of access to the garden.
The house is almost in three parts. So there's a stone element, which is the part of the house which faces the village. So when you're looking at it from across the valley, that's what you see. So that ties in with the other stone cottages on the side of the hillside. There's a part which is clad in timber, which is meant to look like an old agricultural building. And the bit that we're sitting in now is a glazed, or mostly glazed link between those two elements. So it looks as if the house has evolved over time rather than being one single new property.
I suppose the house is like a concertina. We often talk in the office about this concept of a concertina house, but a house that works well for two people to live in, but can then stretch out like a concertina for entertaining or whatever. So in that sense, it's got bedrooms in one part that can be zoned off, temperature can be turned down, and for when their grown-up children come back or when guests come, they open all that up and put the heating back up again, but they can kind of mothball it when they're not there. Then they've got the main living space, and then the snug, which they can retreat to in winter, and a bedroom. And so it feels really generous and delightful, but also it's not big.
It's got a lovely westerly facing aspect, which is what we did ask the Miller Howard actually, because we've lived here for so long, we knew where the sun went round and how we would probably occupy the house.
Richard was clear that he felt he could self-manage it, and he's absolutely delivered that in spades. And it's a real thrill when you see someone that's managed to do that and finish a really great house to a level of detail and everything that they're really excited by.
It was actually quite straightforward. We were lucky that we weren't under time pressure. So we were living in would have been another property that we lived in while we were building the house. I think if you had time constraints, I think self-build would be a little bit more stressful, because getting all the trades in at the right time and coordinating when they arrive is difficult.
For people that feel that they're organised, they've got time, and they're reasonably practical and good at organising people, it's a perfectly good way of doing it, and there's loads of good results, and it can save money.
The house constantly still surprises me. We've been in here for a few years. The lights at different times of day, different times of the year, coming in at different windows. We always say it lifts our spirit. The house lifts our spirit. It's a lovely place to be, and we're just delighted with it.